protecting Main Street from Wall Street. It's Chris Hoffman with Money Unleashed.
How much money do you put into your checking account from work on a month-to-month basis? It has a high probability that with your investable assets, we can replace that paycheck.
It's time to put you back in control of your money.
You've worked for 30, 35 years. It's time for you to not stress. It's time for you to enjoy and live the retirement you want to live.
It's Money Unleashed with Chris Hoffman.
Welcome into the Money Unleashed podcast with Chris Hoffman. We've got a great discussion for you today, and we appreciate you checking out the show. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. With that said, let's jump into the show. Now, I found another headline, Chris, that grabbed my attention getting ready for today's show. Retirement plans are changing. Are you ready to seize the opportunity? Sounded fascinating.
Yep.
Are you tired of the standard 401k that puts all of the onus on you to save while not really being able to serve you with actionable financial guidance? Well, apparently so are a growing number of employers, at least according to Cerulli Associates. Now, get a load of this, Chris. Today's workforce isn't satisfied with the standard 401k for their retirement planning. They want a holistic financial experience from their employer that connects their workplace benefits with their personal financial goals. That's leading employers to demand more from their retirement plan providers, looking to add financial wellness programs and personalized guidance to their benefits mix. I could be crazy, but doesn't this need sound awfully familiar? And isn't there a weekly radio show right here on WSB that's been banging this drum for years?
Yeah, and that would be us. That would be Money Unleashed.
That's us.
And the problem with the 401k plan managers is they only manage the 401k. So that's what they're incented to do. Now, there's a lot more to your life than just the 401k, folks. You have IRAs or Roth IRAs. You have taxable money. You have cash. Wouldn't it be nice if you had a financial advisor say, okay, how much do you have in cash? Well, I've got $50,000. Well, do you want to invest it or do you need it to be 100% liquid? 100%? Oh, we've got expenses coming up. I need it short-term investment. Great. Here are some options for you. Who's talking to you folks about all this stuff? Nobody. Nobody is. You have to get to an age of 55, 60, and you have to reach out to a financial advisory team when you're paying the 401k company an egregious amount of fees, folks. If you've pulled up your plan document, the darn thing's 100 pages long.
Yeah, good luck
So,
with that.
yeah, how are you going to find out exactly what you're paying? So you're paying all these fees, you're picking the investments, and you're not getting any actionable or coachable advice from a financial advisory team. The day that you invest $1 in a 401k, you should be assigned to a person, a physical person, and there should be meetings. Now, if you're in your 20s, I get it. Your meetings should be once a year. It should be, hey, we had a good year in the stock market. You're up 20, you're up 30, you were highly aggressive, you're up 40%, whatever the number is. Did you get a raise this year? Could you contribute more? Do you want to contribute more? Is that in your best interest? Have you added a life insurance policy? Have you invested in any after-tax monies? How's your tax-free bucket looking? Nobody cares, folks. And that's what drives me absolutely insane. It's the lack of care and the amount of greed. I'll just say it. They don't care. They're greedy. They want billions and billions and hundreds of billions of dollars in their 401k plan to peel percentages out to pay themselves, and they're not willing to pick up the phone or schedule a Zoom call. It just does not make any sense. So this points to what we do with our clients is we will manage your 401k. We actually can help you within the plan to pick the right investments. And not only are you getting somebody who can now actively manage your portfolio, equally important, if not more important, is to begin the process of planning for retirement. Even if it's 20 years out, folks, you've got to have that target out there and you've got to have a roadmap to get there. And that's what we can build. Even if the majority of your money is in a 401k, we may not need to remove it, depending on the plan, depending on their restrictions, et cetera, But I'll go one step further. Even if we're not able to manage your 401k directly, if you have any other assets we manage, we by default are now your fiduciary advisory team, and we have to look at that 401k. It's not an option for my team. So aligning with a financial advisor is good for active portfolio management, and even more so, it's powerful in planning the roadmap to get to retirement. And that's why we're working as hard as we're working for as many years as we do.
And your most valuable asset, you've already said it, is time. So doing this, whether it is 5, 10, or 20 years in advance of when you're planning to retire, you do want to take advantage of time and use it as best you possibly can.
Yeah, and use somebody else's time. Don't use your own, right? It's like if you've spent even a half an hour once a year going through your choices on your 401k, what you currently have, what you should move to, and done any research on that, that's a half an hour that you shouldn't spend. And I'm going to argue it's a half an hour that you're spending on things that you're not an expert in. You got to hire somebody to look at all of that and to make sure that you don't step in the mud on a bunch of investment solutions when interest rates are going down now and they used to be going up. When inflation was high, now inflation's relatively low. And all of these economic indicators that we bury our heads in every day, wouldn't you want to know how they're going to impact your financial life? I would bet yes.
Yeah, and you don't want to track that mud back into the rest of your financial house either, just to throw that out there.
Right.
Now, a couple of things that we can track the uncertainty or fears for retirement savers back to, two particular trends we always discuss on the show, the advent of the 401k and the lack of pension plans, but also that dreaded magic number discussion. Those things combine to put people, I think, on their back foot when it comes to judging their retirement readiness, but it doesn't have to be that way, does it, Chris?
No, and that's another thing that upsets me about 401ks and the 401k managers is they basically give you two things and two things only. They tell you, oh, to retire, you're going to need about $1.2 million, $1.5 million, $1.8 million. Heck, I was at football practice with my son this week and was talking to one of the other coaches, and he was like, you know, there used to be a point where if you got to $1 million, you felt that you were rich. And he's like, I don't feel like that anymore. And I go, you're talking about the wrong thing. You're talking about a number that is fictitious, that is supposed to sustain you in retirement. It will not sustain you. It doesn't matter whether it's $1 million or $10 million, because if you have $10 million in your portfolio, you are spending like you have $10 million. It's the amount of income you can generate from that $10 million or $2 million or $500,000. So there is no right number with a 401k. It's a matter of managing the 401k effectively, being active in your management, balancing it with tax-free and taxable investments as well, broadening out your asset classes, and making sure that it can all generate more income for you in retirement than what you were making when you were in your working years. That's the key. But who's doing that in the 401k? I will argue absolutely zero. So I'll open the lines up right now for anybody to call us at 404-341-6767 and educate us on what company that manages a 401k is actively involved from step one, which is investing your money, and then actively managing it, and then actively meeting with you. And there's 20 things in between here that I could list. But it starts with investing your money, and it ends with managing a full, holistic retirement plan that has growth targets, income targets, tax strategies, and protection in it. I'm going to argue it's not happening at all. And I blame the government. And now I'm pointing my finger at the 401k companies saying, you guys are hurting the consumer. And I'm talking to all of you. And I'm saying, you've got to wake up to the reality that I know you're all smart and you all know investments, but there are 100 things that we could do for you that you probably have not even thought of.
Well, let's talk about the Portfolio X-Ray. That's where it starts here. That's an opportunity to do exactly what we just talked about, to get a fuller understanding of what you've done on the saving front and where it fits into a comprehensive financial plan. But let's toss in another thing that is just so important that you've just covered, which is replacing your paycheck, that income plan, which also includes the tax strategies. Right. But that is a big-time 1-2 punch to having yourself set up for retirement.
Yeah, completely. I mean, right now your life is, you center it financially around two things, right? You center it around how much am I worth? What's my net worth? Is it $500,000, $1 million, $5 million, whatever the number is? And then while you're in your working years, you're constantly analyzing how much do I make a year? How much do I take home? When's my next raise? You should be looking at retirement in the same way, folks. You should be looking at your financial advisor now saying, financial advisor, you work for me. I'm done. I've hung up my cleats. I've worked my 30 years plus. Now, Mr. or Mrs. Financial Advisor, you've got to bring it. You've got to bring my paycheck to me every month, and it has to exceed what I was making from my previous employer, because now I'm the boss, I control the money, and it needs to return healthy amounts of income for me. So now in retirement, if you flip the switch and you're retired today, and you know what your net worth is, and that net worth can be preserved, and we could say to you, it's highly probable you will never have to touch that principal. You may want to, but you do not have to. Same scenario as when you were working. You were living off of your income, not off of your 401k investments. And in retirement, now what we're saying to you is, here's all the income we're going to send you from your financial life. It's going to be inflation adjusted. When interest rates rise, we're going to take advantage of that. When interest rates fall, we're going to move the buckets around, do some different things with it. But we're going to generate highly reliable or guaranteed income for you to this amount. It feels like you're working, and you've still got your net worth, and that net worth should not be invaded by you withdrawing money from it. Do you have that? Mm-hmm. If you don't, you've got a problem. And it's a time bomb that ticks because you never know. You never know what day, in what year, your employer's going to say, all right, we're doing layoffs. Or here's more and more and more and more and more work to deal with, to where you say, I'm done. I can't take this anymore. So if you want the take your job and, what was that expression? Are we able to say take your job and...
I know that it ends up with, I don't work here anymore.
Yeah, it did. Yep, good point. So if you want to take the I don't work here anymore approach, call us at 404-341-6767. Have us work up a portfolio x-ray. Then we'll extend that to an income plan with tax strategies. And ultimately, we will show you a financial plan that does not require you to be employed anymore. That's the challenge for Hoffman Financial Group.
Hoffman Financial Group will take up that challenge. It's the Replace My Paycheck Challenge. You'll find it right there at unleashyourmoney.com if you'd like to sign up for it, or give us a phone call if you're interested in that portfolio x-ray, just finding out where you are. As we like to say, going from wondering to knowing. That's awfully powerful, and there's no cost whatsoever for that portfolio x-ray or the Replace My Paycheck Challenge. So why not check both of those boxes? 404-341-6767 is the phone number to get started. 404-341-6767, or again, online at unleashyourmoney.com. Chris Hoffman is an investment advisor representative of Brookstone Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor and affiliate of Brookstone Capital Management, LLC. BWA and Hoffman Financial Group are affiliated under common ownership. Registered investment advisors and investment advisor representatives act as fiduciaries for all of our investment management clients. We have an obligation to act in the best interest of our clients and to make full disclosures of any conflicts of interest. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV2A, page 4, for additional information. The Hoffman Financial Group and WSB are not affiliated. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. This information should not be considered tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a professional specializing in the field of tax, legal, accounting, or investments regarding the applicability of this information for their situation. Any client experiences discussed during the show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments will fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Any comments regarding safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Fixed insurance and annuity product guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of of the issuing company and are not offered by Brookstone. Index or fixed annuities are not designed for short-term investments and may be subject to caps, restrictions, fees, and surrender charges as described in the annuity contract. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV 2A Item 4, for additional information. Hoffman Financial Group is not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Insurance licensed in Georgia, number 163546.